Great morning, everyone. Great awakening. How are we? Good. Great. So, what day is this?
7.
Yeah. So it's day 7, and tomorrow is the finale, right? How are we doing? Did you get enough? No?
I want more beans, please.
Okay. I was just talking to somebody, and so I decided the last conversation I had, to make it the one a day, and that's this. Are you ready for this? Disappointment is a program. And guess what? We all run it. My children disappoint me, my husband disappoints me, my wife disappoints me. Okay? I'm disappointed with the world. Okay, so what do you think about that program? Do you think that's pretty good? It's going to really help you out? Right. So we're just going to have a little chat about that. Shalu, why don't you come up and talk to me about disappointment and how you're dealing with it? Because guess what? You've all been set up. You've all been set up to be disappointed. Come closer. You've all been set up to be disappointed. Why? Because you stop your growth. Disappointment stops more growth, okay, and more self-love, self-care, and shining the light on your family. Because when you're disappointed in someone or something, do you shine your light on them?
Nope.
And how long do you decide not to, Shalu?
Not too long anymore.
Oh, yeah,
Used
but
to sit in it.
But you will not shine your light for the amount of time that you have created, or beliefs have been created in you for that punishment. You can go into every household, and in every household, we can do the same thing, and the punishment will be different. And guess what? You all think you know the rules, and you're just fools. I was a fool, because I played by the rules that my parents played by, that their parents played by, that religion teaches us. Let me tell you something. I know that people think I'm against religion. I'm not. I'm against anything that stops someone to becoming the light for themselves and having a beautiful, happy, joyful life. And let me just say this right now. I don't kowtow to anyone. I don't care if people get pissed off anymore. Because I'll tell you something right now, okay? Between government and religion, there's been more murders than anything else on this planet. More blood spilled, more people crying, more children injured, okay? So let's just cut to the chase. I'm not going to be disappointed with myself or anything else, Again, somebody yesterday came up to me and said, guess what? You don't deserve to call yourself doctor. And you know what I said to them? I want you to get your doctor. Come on my platform. Get him to get the 12 hardest questions he can put together. And I'll put 12 questions together. I don't care if he's a medical doctor, naturopath, homeopath, osteopath. Get him on my show. And I'm putting this out to the world. You get as many of your doctors as you want. And you put me to the test. And you'll find out I'm logical, I'm truthful. I've never ripped anybody off. And I never will. And it's not because it's against the law. It's because it doesn't fit in my wheelhouse. I bow down to one thing, and that's the creator, the source of everything. And I don't even know what that is. But I exist, and I am going to thrive, and I am going to stay alive, and I am going to actually be giving out doctorates to people who maybe never went to school. Because anybody that can heal themselves and help to show the world how to heal will get a doctorate from our school, BHN. We are now approved by 220 higher learning schools in the world. Do you think I really care what people think? They don't think. So you need to get that. So anyone who thinks that they can come and terrorize me, and then another person calls me up and goes, I saw your show on W5. And I said, well, first of all, it wasn't on W5, it was on Marketplace. And you should be in jail. And I go, really? Okay, then why don't you try to get me there? They can't even get me there because the show was a lie. No, it was the truth. Good, it's your truth. Understand something right now. I know who I am. I know what I want to do. We're going to touch the hearts of those that want to be touched. And the rest I'm going to leave alone. And if you need something to hate, you go ahead and hate me because it doesn't matter. You go ahead and tell me that I don't deserve something. I don't really care. Because you're running a program. And they run it on big scales. I don't give a crap if the government has a tantrum with me, or the medical system, or any person. I don't go around attacking people. The reality is I have the most powerful body work in the world and give a money back guarantee. I do consultations, and every consultation comes with a money back guarantee. All my courses come back with a money back guarantee, but then you're going to call me a swindler? Do not expect the world to wake up. Expect yourself to wake up. And waking up, let me tell you what waking up is. Waking up is every day changing by 1% for the rest of your life. Just 1% movement. Move the needle by 1% for God's sakes. I move the needle at least 10% every day. I have no hate, no anger, no disappointment. I will give to the world what I can give to the world, and I will expect nothing. Expect nothing. Because I am everything, so why would I need anything? Love me, don't care for me, don't care. I say that everybody out there that wants to come and get me, let's get this over with. Let's blow the mother up. Because you're not going to stop me. BHN University will be opened up before the end of the year. I will have a brand new clinic. It will be a 5-star clinic. I will have satellite clinics all over the world. There will be no stopping us. And that'll be that. And it's one love, one law, unconditional love. You know what? You can't tell me that I hide out. I say everything on here. I lay my life out like a platform. Everybody else hides out. I got nothing to hide. Like me, don't like me. Love me, don't love me. Hate me, don't. Whatever you want to do. You're just like a roller coaster. You're up and down and all around. And guess what? We all have to feed our belief systems. And you don't even know the belief systems you're running. How many people here knew their belief systems? Out of the 24 people here, how many people knew the programs they were running until now? You didn't even know the programs you were running. I am a threat. I am a threat. I'm a threat to the finances of those people that are toxic and giving toxins out. I'm a threat to practitioners that aren't giving a money back guarantee, that aren't following through, whether they're natural or medical. I am a threat to pharmaceutical. I am a threat to food corporations. So understand, do you actually think I'm going to be liked? Don't care. You know what? The only thing that I care that loves me would never do anything but love me anyways. And that's the creator of the universe. I don't buy into the bullshit, sinner syndrome, failure. I've never done anything wrong. All of you have done everything that you possibly could with what you knew. Yes or no? Yes. Then how are you a sinner? How are you a failure? You're not. We've been undermined. And I'm going to get the word out as much as I possibly can. And trust me, I'm going to be around for a long time, because anybody that loves themselves and cares for themselves doesn't take in all of the poisons that 99.9% of the population do. And I get it. I understand why people don't like me. I come off as arrogant, selfish. Well, guess what? If you were selfish enough to know how to create a perfect day on an emotional and physical level, you wouldn't think I was arrogant. If you can't have what somebody else has, that's called jealousy. And I'm not telling you that people want what I want, but people don't even know the programs they're running. Shalou, what would you like to say?
Well, one love,
Come
one
a little
law.
closer to me, though. I need some warmth.
One love, one law. I mean, it doesn't get simpler than that. What's complicated about it? What are the rules? Love yourself.
And understand.
Is that difficult?
And understand, you're going to have your family and friends saying that you disappoint them. That's the way, it's a setup.
Daryl, my sister said, what happened to the nice Shalou that got along with everyone?
Yeah, the nice Shalou that would what? That would accept everything because she just wanted to have peace. And understand something. You will not have inner peace if you do not want to recognize your authentic self, which means that guess what? Guess what? You know the one thing that irritates me the most is nice people. And they don't irritate me that I hate them, but guess what? Nice people don't live long. Nice people have a terrible, miserable life. And I'm not telling you that miserable people are great. I'm telling you that being a chameleon, when I'm with them, I act like this. When I'm at oh my God, Jim, he'll do anything for everyone. And he is everyone. And he is doing everything. But ask him if he's actually found himself. Remember something, there's only one game on this planet, finding your authentic self and feeding your spirit and rising to the point that you love yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help you God. Oh my God, yeah. And Kathy's still trying to suck off her family and the grandchildren and her mother and everyone else. And everybody loves her, but victims love that stuff. They love that stuff. People get pissed off at me because I want people to love themselves. Look at how many times people got pissed off at me in here when they said, thank you, you've changed my life, Daryl. And I said, don't talk like that. Thank yourself. Never thank me again in this class. Don't thank me. Don't do that. Thank yourself. Most people would never show up here. Most people will say, I haven't got the time, I haven't got the money. My husband won't let me do it. Or we can't afford it this time. Oh, I really want to take it sometime. You have to understand something. You should be in this class thanking yourself every second for being here. The world doesn't want you to be here. The world wants you to be toxic on all levels so that the rest of the world feels comfortable. You do know that the majority of North America is now obese. Obese. Obesity is anything over 10 pounds. And guess what all of the people want? To feel more comfortable. When there's 100% of us obese, it will be called normal. Guess what? You can have 1, 2, 3 autoimmune diseases today, and you can say to someone, how's your health? Great. Do you know why? Because they're not in the hospital. That's the mentality we're at right now. The harvest is on. So how do you treat your family now?
Well, you know what I said to her?
What'd you say to her?
I said she chose to live for herself instead of dying for her family.
Yes.
Because that's what I was doing. And no more. So now I love them all, and I live my life the way I want. And, you know, initially I thought it was just, you know, like my sisters and my parents and that, you know, but now I'm recognizing it's even as close as my husband and my children, that I have to stop dying for them, stop living for them.
The
and
majority
that's not in a selfish way. You know, and you go, oh my God, she's so self-centered. No, I need to be centered in myself. You know, you see a tree that provides shade. Well, if the tree is weak, it's going to get knocked over and it's not going to provide anything. So by being centered in self, you can be that tree that provides that fruit and shade and beauty to the world. And that will not happen until you love yourself unconditionally. And there'll be days, you know, you'll fall off. You may have an anxiety attack, or you may have, you know, a little temper tantrum.
But you won't have it after 2 years of doing this work if you do this work.
No.
So understand, it takes about 9 months, doesn't it?
Yeah.
9 months of doing the work, and you can see the crest of the head of the new you being birthed, okay? All right? So it'll take you 9 months, but it's worth the trip, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. There's so much peace, so much joy, so much laughter.
How did it change in your family? Like, why don't you tell them? I think it's really important that you understand the story. You know, she first took the course, and how did that go over?
Well, I came to try and save and help my father and my mother. Both of them were struggling with cancer. Actually, my mom, we hadn't found out. Yes, we did, yeah. So I was like, okay, but mostly for my dad was why I went. And when I got in the course, I realized just how sick I was. But I don't run to doctors, so I didn't have a diagnosis. And still clearing out my throat chakra.
Hairball.
Yeah. And then it kind of shifted from, I need to do this for me. Because I was really sick. And again, even like the simple things of how to learn to diagnose yourself. You know, I always wondered, I mean, when...
And we're allowed to say that. You know, you weren't allowed to say that, remember before? We can diagnose ourselves. You don't own the word anymore.
Yeah.
We will diagnose ourselves. Anybody can do it when you understand that your body is sending you signals saying, well, why can't you love me then?
Yeah. And my whole life, I always went the natural route. Like, you know, I remember grade 6, the teacher going, aspirin makes holes in your stomach. And as a kid, it just stuck in my head. So when I would have pain, I'm like, I don't want aspirin, right? I would go, okay, what do I need? Like, what is my body trying to tell me? So when I took the course, everything that I innately believed, I was like, yes, I was right. I was right. You know, I was on the right track. So it was just so exciting to finally be in a place where I was being taught all the stuff that I kind of felt. And I told Daryl, I said, more than a learning, this felt like a remembering. It felt like going back to what innately I knew. And so I came back, and, you know, everyone knows my husband is amazing. He's so supportive. And, you know, I was having a chat with Kathy that sometimes that can be a trap. Because it's about growing. It's not about hurting the other person. And when they're so supportive, you fall back into the trap of, oh my God, if I change so much, I'm going to hurt them. Because they're really nice and they're lovely.
We've all learned to be nice and lovely. But what if we were nice, lovely, and awake?
Yeah. And that's what I tell him. I said, honey, I married you because I love you. I want to spend my life with you. I don't want to finally get there and either you be sick and now we can't enjoy anything, or you're gone and I'm alone. So I know it's uncomfortable when I say, I'm not cooking anymore. But it's not like I'm not going to feed you. We're still going to eat. It's just not going to be.
Well, he'll thrive.
Right?
6 months from now, when he's lost 60 pounds and he's moving around, he's got flexibility and energy, and he goes, you know what? I've got so much energy now, I don't have to play the Mr. Nice Guy to get through things. And it's not because he's playing the mean guy, no. He's playing the authentic guy. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I tried to tell him last night that Tucson was like a 12-ounce steak, and that didn't go over too well. I wondered how that would be if on a plane up in Tucson.
Well, because the reality is, honey, are you full yet?
Yeah.
So you weren't really feeding him, you were filling him.
Yeah.
So, and guess what we try to do? We try to fill people up with food, and we try to fill them up with love, and that's double victimitis.
So anyway, I came home, and it was through COVID, and I was not shopping because I will not wear a mask and I will get thrown out of stores. So he was doing all the shopping, and so I literally had to tell him, no, you can't bring the cans of pop home anymore. No, the chips have to stop. No, like, this is the shopping list and you must stick with it. And he was pretty good about it most of the time, but, you know, many times they'd be 4 bags of chips in the house again, and I'm like, what are you doing? But again, in his loving manner, I got the ones you like, you know, the jalapeno McVickies, right? So, you know, but I have to say, I mean, it wasn't easy. And then with my boys, you know, just I hear them sneaking quietly up the stairs or down the stairs and skip delivery, Uber, DoorDash, and I'm like, guys, this has to stop. There's food in the fridge. This has to stop. And it did. It got better. I don't know what's going to happen when I'm not cooking anymore. Well, one of my sons has now gone vegan. He's doing no dairy, no meat, and
That's
he
good, but
looks amazing. Oh my God, we couldn't stop.
But he will, because he's brought down his inflammation. But if you stay vegan, you will be exhausted and tired.
Yes.
Because you have to be whole plant-based.
Yep.
It's all about light and frequency, and how much frequency is in vegan foods. And guess what? Now he can have the Beyond Burger, which will take him to the beyond. It'll kill him.
Yeah, no. He's not doing that. He's doing the fresh and raw.
Yeah. Well, then he's rocking it.
Yeah. And
He's rocking that show.
well, and then he'll do the vegetarian. He does have some cooked meals. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
but no, like, I mean, it was so funny because yesterday we were
proud
all
of
just
him.
staring
I think
at
that's
him,
amazing.
and I'm like, I'm like, just stand here. I just want to look at you because he looked amazing. Ro was just, he was glowing. So, you know, and
See,
now the next step is to
You see how
slowly
she's
get
had
him.
an effect, but it took 2 years.
Yeah.
It took 2 years. Isn't it 2 years?
2 years. 2 years in
2
June.
years.
Yeah.
2 years to infect the family.
Yeah. And so, Simran, it didn't take too long. She was on board right away.
Yeah.
And Narn, again, little bits, slowly but surely, he's coming along. And then I think my youngest, he just mirrors Narn. So it's a matter of whenever Narn decides to.
Darn Narn.
You know?
Darn that Narn.
He'll, like I said, he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or he won't.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, I got to focus on me and keep doing what I got to do. And it's amazing. We laugh more. There's no stress in the house. Like, you know, Daryl said, the first time he came into the house, he should have probably worn a sheath. What is this guy doing here in our house?
It was like heavy.
Yeah. And now, like, it doesn't even matter, you know. The place I was in, last night we had, about 12 of us in the house, you know. 2 years ago, you know, I would have to ask permission of everyone in the house to have people over in my own house. You know?
My house.
Exactly. Like, I mean, it was not a pretty place. And so now, you know, and that's what it is that when you're not in a good place, you will bend over. You don't have the strength. When the wind comes, the tree will bend. And how much do you want to keep bending and bending and bending? And when is your snapping point?
And this is what I was talking about. Nice people.
So, I'm still nice. I'm just not going to put up with your shit. Because I'm getting rid of my own. So, yeah. No, it's been such a blessing. And, oh my God, we haven't traveled as much as we have in the last year. We've met amazing people. We've had so many great memories with so many kids. Like, it's like a family. It doesn't matter where you go. It is like
We
that
are a
one
BraveHeart
love.
Nation
Exactly.
family, trust me.
Yeah.
We've got each other's backs.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah.
No, it's a beautiful place to be in, and none of it. There's nothing scary, like nothing.
Boo. Who cares? Boo hoo.
Yeah.
Boo on you.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo. We don't care. Yeah.
See?
Kathy, would you like to come up and share? So Shalou and Kathy were the hosts for Barrie, and then we'll be back in Barrie on October the 30th to start another course, okay? All right? Sit closer, love. There you go. So what would you like to say after what we just talked about?
Oh, I pretty well resonate with everything Shalou says. It's amazing how the similarities are they're so similar.
Well, we're all similar.
Yeah.
We all came from the same place. Yeah. Oh, you forgot that, right? You forgot it. All right? It's not a learning, it's a what? It's a remembering.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, much the same in my house. Kind of fortunate this week. My guys have gone away fishing, so I was looking forward to just going home and chillaxing and being in my own place. And it's just been busy with this wonderful family. It's just, it's absolutely correct with what Shalou has been saying. I've just met such a wonderful bunch of people from the last course, this course. We are just one big happy family, and I'm learning every day. But much the same situation, and I have this.
And we're all struggling together to get out of the cocoon.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, you know what? It's when you struggle alone and you have no one to confide in or to be honest with and say, yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle, and say, yeah, I get it.
I think I have a hotline, a direct line to Shalou now, and I'm always calling her, and I value that. But I value now more and more about things coming to the surface with me. Everything has been ingrained so deeply that I don't even recognize sometimes that I'm saying things. So it's coming more to the surface now.
But I don't let her get away with it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Even this morning, it's like, oh yeah. You don't see what you don't ever recognized before.
You know, well, what's normal to you is actually abnormal. Until you can get yourself into the present moment enough to actually catch the programs. There's nothing wrong with you, so understand that. Remember we talked about that yesterday. They're just programs, right?
Yeah. It's in our songs. It's what we hear. I made a comment. I was sent a beautiful video of my granddaughter dancing when the air show was on. So she was down at the park and they were watching the ducks and could care less about the air show, and the music came on and all she wanted to do was just dance. She was dancing like, and I said she was dancing like no one was watching. I said, that's where I want to be. I don't want to care about anybody, what they think about me.
She said, I want to dance like nobody's watching. And what did I say?
You said dance like everyone is watching.
That's right.
Let yourself go. Be your...
Dance like everybody's watching.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? That means you found your authentic self. If you can't play with yourself, if you can't have fun with yourself, if you need approval from the world, they're never going to give it to you. Because the world's sandbox is now a kitty litter. That's it.
That's right.
So understand something. Have I corrected everybody that I possibly can? Mm-hmm. That's why you came here. Yeah. You didn't come here for me to correct you. You came here to bring up your vibration. But that's part of your vibration. Look at how many things that you say that you think are positive. But those psychos gave us sentences that start off positive, and then they put a twist in it, and it whips us back in the face.
And they even admit it in songs. I saw a documentary, and I can't remember what it was right now, of this composer talking to, who was the guy that played Spider-Man one time? And in the movie, he was actually admitting to this character, yeah, I made those songs because this is being ingrained in you. And the character said, but that meant this. And he said, no, this meant this. They even admit it in movies to us.
Well, okay, because there's a rule. There's only one major rule in the universe, and you don't know the real rules. You've been given rules by fools. And there's only one rule in the universe, is let them know you're coming. Let them know you're coming to harvest them. And then if they're dumb enough to actually believe in your BS, then let them be harvested, because guess what? They're eternal. They'll just have to keep on rerunning the program until they wake up enough to not believe the BS. Right? It's just like, and please don't get me wrong, this is not about me. But the reality is I just better get used to being attacked. If you don't want to conform to the norm, then understand you will be attacked. But guess what? Don't be disappointed, and don't hang around with people that do that. And just walk away from them and let them be right. No fight. Let them be right. There's no fight. I don't need to be right. I just want to be happy, and I can do that. I just want to treat myself nice. Remember something. People that are not happy, people that are not centered will try to engage you into war. Like, you haven't noticed that?
Unconsciously, too, for them. But
No. Hold on a second. For the psychos that have been running the planet since the beginning of time, this is their only job, is to get 8 billion people to actually murder each other. That's it.
I was thinking more in my own situation with family.
Well, I know, but it all dribbles down to the family, doesn't it?
It does.
That's why it's there. If the so-called media, the government, and the medical system, which we call healthcare, we're all working for the self-love of it, for the self-care of it, we wouldn't be having a course. There'd be no course. This course would not exist. Yeah. The day that this course does not exist will be the day that I love. Yeah. Because that will be the day that people love themselves. The only reason why we sell nutraceuticals is because we're replacing everything that was stolen and raped from nature. The only reason why you are coming to this course is because you're not coming to learn, but to remember. And that's it, because they stole that from you. And your parents helped it, and religion helped it, and going to school helped it, and turning the TV on helped it, and reading the newspaper, because you must be informed. Right?
Yes, absolutely. This is
So-
not my last. This is going on.
Yeah, so we're always going to look at our little circle that we have, but we need to understand where it starts, right? And believe it or not, these cycles will always be allowed to murder, okay? But when will you say there's enough? When will you say there's enough? I'm not participating. When will you stop participating in the corner store, the liquor store, the vaping store, petroleum made products that we call medications? When will you stop buying new and improved foods? When will you stop hitting the drive-thrus? When will you start connecting to your breath, putting a slight smile on, snapping yourself to the present moment instead of always reacting and attacking your family only to go back and feel guilty and disappointed and cleaning up a mess? How am I doing?
Fabulous.
All right.
Needs to be
Okay.
ingrained.
We're going to be signing off, and then we'll sign back on. We are going to be doing a live consultation out of Australia. Okay. And I'm not sure what the condition of the woman is, but we're going to do that right now. And that'll happen till about 9:30, probably for the next half hour, 40 minutes. Okay. Then hopefully is Sim on her way. Then we'll be going through the vaginal infusion. That'll be going live. Therapeutic vomiting, the ultimate coffee enema, and then we'll be going around and doing the circle. And then at the end of the day, I'm hoping to do a heart release on Shalou so you can see it and experience it, and what happens when you do a heart release on yourself. Okay, and then if there's something else I forgot, we'll squeeze that in too. And then tonight, supposedly, we're going to be doing a show on the cardiac bed, and we're having a bunch of people over to Shalou's house at what time tonight? 7 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about the cardiac bed, the cellsonic, and answering questions about scar tissue all the way to a tumor. Okay? Thanks for joining us, and happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.